जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य पीपीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री न्यू द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री द्वारकापुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, The Process of Creation, Text 7. Yatha gopayati vibhur yatha sanyachyate punaha yam yam shaktim upashitya purushakti parah puman आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च यथा गोपयति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुषक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च यथा गोपयति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुषक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च। यथा गोपयति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य गुरुशक्ति परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति च यथा गोपायति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुशक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च यथा गोपायति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुशक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च यथा गोपायते विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुशक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च यथा गोपायति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुशक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च माताजी यथा गोपायति विभुर् यथा संयच्छते पुनः यां यां शक्तिम् उपाश्रित्य पुरुशक्तिः परः पुमान् आत्मानं क्रीडयन् क्रीडन् करोति विकरोति च यथा as gopayati maintains vibhu the great yatha as samyachate winds up punah again yam yam as shaktim energies upashritya by employing purushakti the all powerful paraha the supreme punaha puman personality of godhead atmanam planary expansion kridayan having engaged them kridan as also personally being engaged karoti does them vikaroti and causes to be done cha and translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: kindly describe how the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful, engages his different energies and different expansions in maintaining and again winding up the phenomenal world in the sporting spirit of a player. Purport: In the Katha Upanishad 2.2.13, the Supreme Lord is described as the chief eternal being amongst all other eternal individual beings. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam, and the one Supreme Lord who maintains innumerable other individual living beings. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. So all living entities, both in the conditioned state and in the liberated state, are maintained by the Almighty Supreme Lord. Such maintenance is effected by the Lord through his different expansions of self and three principal energies, namely the internal, external, and marginal energies. The living entities are his marginal energies, and some of them, in the confidence of the Lord, are entrusted with the work of creation also, as are Brahma, Marichi, etc. And the acts of creation are inspired by the Lord unto them. Tene Brahma Hridaya. The external energy, Maya, is also impregnated with the jivas or conditioned souls. The unconditioned marginal potency acts in the spiritual kingdom, and the Lord, by his different plenary expansions, maintains them in different transcendental relations displayed in the spiritual sky. So the one Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests himself in many, Bahushyam, and thus all diversities are in him, and he is in all diversities, although he is nevertheless different from all of them. This is the inconceivable mystic power of the Lord, and as such, everything is simultaneously one with and different from him by his inconceivable potencies. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namahum Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. मूखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all the devotees so that I can speak something glorifying Lord for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So today's verse, 7th verse, we will see in 3 sections. First, we will see, since Parikshit Maharaj is asking the questions, we will see the qualities of these questions, we will see the purpose behind the questions, and we will see the effect, what is the effect of such questions. And then we will also see in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions about Achintya Bheda Ved Tattva. So we will see how it all started, discussions around this, what is Bheda, what is Abheda, and then what is the negative effects of just considering the Bheda Tattva, or negative effects of considering only the Abheda. And then we see how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reconciled everything together. And we will also see towards the end Srila Prabhupada how so lucidly explains this complex topic of Achintya Bheda Ved. And then at the end we will recite a nice prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay. So the first, we see that till first 3 chapters, actually from Shukadeva Goswami has already explained the pure devotional service. He has also explained about Virat Rupa. And now he is giving a chance to Parikshit Maharaj to ask questions. So in the first 5 verses of this chapter, the disposition of Parikshit Maharaj is explained. The qualities of Parikshit Maharaj, in which mood he is asking those questions. And from 5th verse he starts speaking, and from verse 6 to 10, these are the actual questions about what Parikshit Maharaj asks. So in yesterday's verse we saw, Prabhuji nicely explained about, he asked about creation, and in today's verse he is asking about how Lord is maintaining this universe and how he is destroying it. So if we see the words which Parikshit Maharaj is using, we know that he already knows a lot about creation, maintenance and destruction as well. Because here he clearly sees that how initially, the word, I think Atmanam, it comes. How personally, initially, he did the primary creation, and then he engaged his energies. Prabhupada writes in the purport that he engaged Brahmaji and Mariji to create the secondary creation. And then with this energy he is maintaining and destroying. So this quality of questions of Parikshit Maharaj shows that he is first of all very attentive listener. At the same time, he knows a lot about the subject matter. But then what is the purpose? Why he is asking these questions then? He just had 7 days, and I think by the time first canto was over, it must be like a day or so. Pretty big, right? So I know that, and then Shukadeva Goswami also says that Ante Narayana Smriti, that is the goal of life. So he could have just told Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj, since you know that I have exam of final exam, so you just tell me Krishna's pastime so that I can remember more nicely. Why he is going into the creation, maintenance, destruction? And if we see the next 3 cantos, they are pretty much dry in that sense. So how this Mahat Tattva and 24 elements, and so most of the times all of us we feel sleepy hearing that. It's pretty dry. So person knowing he is going to die in 7 days, why is he asking this? Wasn't that Shukdev Goswami Maharaj not knowing higher leelas or intimate pastimes? Or he was knowing just 5 chapters? No. The purpose is, when we understand Krishna's interactions with his external energy, then we will not misunderstand Krishna's interaction with his internal energies. I'll repeat. When we understand Krishna's interaction with external energy, means how Krishna creates this universe, how he maintains, how the material nature works, process of creation. When we understand this, we won't misunderstand Krishna's dealing with his internal energy, like the gopis, So without understanding this Ishvara Bhav, without understanding the supremacy of Lord, if somebody jumps to the 10th canto, what happens? Sahajiyasm starts. So therefore, the effect of these questions, the third point, is one is protected. A sincere reader of Bhagavatam is protected from being sahajiyastic by giving this knowledge about this creation and Poshanam. Poshanam actually starts from 6th canto, the before 3 parts. Creation, maintenance, destruction. So you saw the quality of Parikshit Maharaj question. He was knowing many things. He was very attentive listener, but still he asked, so that the purpose of asking is, he knows the Ishvara Bhav so that he can better appreciate when Krishna's personal pastime starts with his internal energies. And the effect of we studying these questions is what? We won't become Sahajiya. By understanding this process of creation, by understanding this Ishvara Bhav. Srila Prabhupada also says many times, we should worship Radha Krishna, Rukmini, Dwarkadhish in a mood of Lakshmi Narayan. So Lakshmi Narayan is mood of awe and reverence. So unless this Ishvara Bhav is there, we'll tend to take it cheaply and we tend to become Sahajiya. So therefore, though boring, we need to understand this part of creation. So this is first point of discussion. We discussed the qualities, purpose and effect of questions that Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Now, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. And then we see, philosophy of Krishna consciousness means what? We say, yes, Achintya Bheda Bhed, Standard answer, right? So let's see the background, how it all started. In the Vedic text, there are some statements which tell, Lord is absolute, He is Brahman. And then there are some statements which tell that Lord is a person. So what is true? Lord is a person or impersonal? So there is a school of thought, Shankaracharya. They propagated this, Lord is impersonal. Lord is an absolute truth, is one. Everything else is illusion. Aham Brahmasmi. Of course, we know that the purpose of Shankaracharya was he came to stop the misuse of the sacrifices, animal sacrifices, especially given in Vedas, because people were using that for unnecessary animal killing. So, but again, it has to come back to the Vedic path. So, Buddha came, he stopped that, and then Shankaracharya came and he started propagating this, Abheda Tattva. Yes, everything is one, like Lord is absolute, the rest all thing is illusion. The problem with this, just focusing the Abhed Tattva, is that then there is no room for relationship with absolute. Suppose I want to have relationship with somebody, there has to be another person, right? Nowadays people are fed up with persons, so they have relationship with dogs and cats. But the point is, there has to be some other living entity with whom I can develop a relationship. So if we just focus on this Abheda Tattva, the oneness aspect of the Supreme Lord, then we miss this relationship aspect, and that is a great hindrance for practicing bhakti, because bhakti means there has to be devotional service. With whom I am going to serve if I am only God, right? For serving somebody there has to be two persons. So that is the problem with bheda tattva, achintya, not sorry, bheda, abheda tattva, abheda, I apologize, abheda tattva, the similarity of God. Everybody is clear? Now the problem with bheda tattva, now so when Shankaracharya propagated this, that the civilization had to be brought back to the path of Vedas, so Ramanujacharya came. He spoke about Vishishta Dvaita. We are like a part of body of Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord like a soul. He spoke about like oneness and difference. But then Madhvacharya came and he spoke about Dvaitavad. You see how Madhvacharya's picture is? Is he showing victory sign? No, he is saying, Lord and Jiva are always different. He was so firm that while sitting also he did like this. There was a story, that how once two friends, they were fighting. Caesar is better or knife is better. So the argument reached to an extent that they started beating each other, and they happened to be on a bridge. So the person who said that knife is better, he pushed the other fellow who was saying that Caesar is better, and he fell down. So while drowning, he was doing like this. What does it mean? Caesar. So nowadays we see many political rallies and athletes. Whenever they win, they do like this, right? What we should remember? Madhvacharya. See, it's very difficult to forget Krishna and his devotees. So even if somebody flashes V sign, we can say yes, Jiva and Krishna, they are different. So the Madhvacharya, he spoke about this Tattvatraya. He spoke about Jiva, Jagadisha and Jagat. So okay, I am going to tell 5 differences, what he tells. He says Jagadisha, that is Krishna, is different from Jiva. Then he says Jagadisha, that is Krishna, is different from Jagat. That is material energy. He says that Jiva is different from Jagat. That means the individual soul is different from material energy. Then he says Jiva is different from Jiva. One individual soul is different from other individual soul. And then he says within Jagat also one thing is different from other. There are different elements, right? So these 5 differences mainly he speaks, but the point is he was so much about, no, there is a difference. This is called as Bhedavad, So we saw Abhed means everything one, Bheda means everything separate, okay. Now the problem is with Bhedavad is the greatness of Lord is emphasized so much, one forgets to think that I can serve Lord in one of the 5 rasas, rather mean the higher 3 rasas. So that understanding of greatness, it becomes again hindrance for path of bhakti. So then came Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he spoke that yes, we are one with Lord in what? Quality, and different in quantity, right? So actually this term Achintya Bheda Bhed was coined by Srila Jiva Goswami. Lord Chaitanya never said that this is Achintya Bheda Bhed. Lord Chaitanya spoke this philosophy, but the technical term was coined by Srila Jiva Goswami, and then he systematically explains this Bhedavad, Abhedavad, and then how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brings both this understanding to proper conclusion. So beauty of this understanding of Achintya Bheda Bhed is the negativity, what we discussed in both impersonalistic idea and dualistic idea, Abhedavad and Bhedavad, has been negated. So yes, we understand Lord is supreme, but we also understand there is a chance to do reciprocal devotional service with the Lord. So, and then there are like, so many examples given, famous examples, sun and sunshine. Both are same in one sense, but both are different. Another example Prabhupada gives a lot of often is energy and energetic. The energy comes from energetic, so that way they are non-different, but energetic exists without energy. Energy is source of, energetic is a source of energy. Another example is Mayavadis refer, misrepresent this, pot and earth. The pot comes from earth. So in that sense, pot is the earth. But pot is also not earth. Both have different functions. I can carry water in pot, but I cannot carry water on plain ground. Right? So 3 examples we just studied. Sun, sunshine, energy, energetic, and pot and earth. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is said like, if we consider Dvaitavad as thesis, Advaitavad becomes antithesis, opposite to thesis. And Achintya Bhedavet Tattva become synthesis, best of both worlds. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to an extent, he took initiation from Ishwar Puri, who was disciple of Madhavendra Puri, in Madhva Sampradaya, that means victory sign, Dvaitavad. And then he went to take sannyas from Keshava Bharati Maharaj, who was Mayavadi, Advaitavad. So even while taking initiation, he synthesized both Dvaitavad and Advaitavad. And thus he gave Achintya Bhedaved, through his even examples. So we saw till now like, what is a Bheda Vakya, that everything is one, everything is absolute. We saw what is Abheda Vakya, there is duality. The negative point of Bheda Vakya, just focusing on duality, like they are different, is that the greatness is so much that it hinders the loving reciprocation aspect. And the problem with Advaitavad is there is no one to have relationship with us. But Lord Chaitanya synthesized both, so therefore Srila Jiva Goswami, he coined the term Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, which Prabhupada is explaining. Now Srila Prabhupada, as an amazing Acharya, he explains in such a lucid term. I saw, many of us while listening also, somehow I have to speak so I could not fall asleep. But otherwise, it's very easy because it's such dry stuff, right? Srila Prabhupada gives such a nice analogy to explain this complex term. So it is from a lecture in Nairobi, 1st November 1975. Srila Prabhupada says, the body is one, but different parts of body are considered superior and inferior. This is called Achintya Bheda Bhed. Simple. Philosophy, simultaneously one and different. The anus and the genitals are part of the body, and the brain is also part of the body. But the brain is superior to anus and genitals. Simple way to understand. Whenever we see our body, we can understand there is a Achintya Bheda Bhed, simultaneously one and difference. Also, in one of the many morning walks, Srila Prabhupada mentions about this Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva during his discussion. So at one point, there is another angle of it. Somebody says, so can Lord Ramachandra display the form of a Krishna? To this effect, somebody asks. Srila Prabhupada said, yes, but he doesn't do because it was not necessary. So, and then Prabhupada says, this is Achintya Bheda Bhed. Though all the incarnations of the Lord can display different pastimes, different manifestation, they don't do that. They are simultaneously same and different. So Prabhupada has this amazing, unique way to teach this philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bhed. And then even in Bhagavad Gita 9.4, Prabhupada write, Maya tatamidam sarvam, that verse, That how Krishna says that, I am the source of everything, but I am not in them. I am source of universe, but I am not the universe. I am apart from them. So this is the understanding. So therefore, these statements may look dry, but they have a lot of weight behind it. So when we say just achintya bheda bhed, the whole Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy is contained within that, 3 words, which also, like, as we discussed, is such an amazing way to synthesize all schools of thought. Now, as a Kali Yuga, living entities, already the subject matter is dry, more or less it's, pretty technical. But the Acharyas, they make it very simple for us to understand this. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he prays in one of the Vaishnava song. The same questions and same queries what Parikshit Maharaj is asking, he is telling the same thing in very lucid way. So we'll just try to sing that Vaishnava song. Tumi sarve sarveshwara Brajendra Kumara Tumara Ichchaya Vishwe Srujana Samhara. He said, like, Lord Krishna, you are the Sarveswara, you are the all supreme personality of Godhead, and with your desire comes Srujana and Samhara, this Srushti. So in this verse, also, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that as an expert player, you manifest the word, you maintain it, and then you destroy it. The same thing. Tumhara ichha hai. With your will, you are doing Srujana Samhara. Tava ichha mato brahma korena srujana. Tava ichha mato Vishnu korena palana. Tava ichha mate Shiva korena samhara. Tava ichha mate maya sruje karagara. Telling same thing. Because of your wish, Brahma is doing creation, Vishnu is doing maintenance, Lord Shiva is doing destruction, and Maya Devi, he has converted this whole material world into Karagraha, prison, by your choice only. So, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur goes on to say that he says that towards the end, he prays that, O Lord, so with your desire, so many things happen, so let even my life and death, let that be also directed with your desire. So, yes, we like to sing, Yashomati Nandana, we like to sing many nice Vaishnava songs describing pastimes of Lord. But we should also sing sometimes the songs which describes the Ishvara Bhav of the Supreme Lord, the supremeness aspect. All of us, we read Krishna book, we like, initial chapters. There is one chapter which I bet very few can tolerate, rather, read through in one go. It's chapter 89, Prayers by Personified Vedas. Why? It's all about Krishna's greatness. In very technical manner. The Vedas are praying, that means you just understand, realize how much technical it can be. So yes, the Krishna's pastimes are very sweet. There is one Acharya, like, in Srila Rupa Goswami, he mentions in Padmavali, one Acharya, he says that, I understood all, this Kannada's, philosophy, I understood all this Jaimini, all, philosophies I understood, and, I have gone through all those. It's like dry cake, I don't want any one of them. I just want to hear about Krishna's pastimes, which are like a sweet candy. So yes, that's our aspiration, but we should not just jump to it. As Parikshit Maharaj is doing, we should be patient to know about Lord's greatness. We should know about the initial topics, creation, maintenance, destruction, and then eventually we can really appreciate. Then we won't misunderstand. So to summarize, we discussed initially the qualities, purpose and effect of Parikshit Maharaj's question. The quality was he understood many things, but still he was asking in detail. Second, the purpose was so that he understands the dealings of Krishna with his external energy so that he doesn't misunderstand the dealings with internal energy. And then the third one, the effect is the sincere reader of Srimad Bhagavatam will not become Sahajiya if he goes from first canto to 10th canto. If he jumps to 10th canto, there are chances. And then we saw, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about Achintya Bheda Bhed. So this term was coined by Srila Jiva Goswami. We saw how it started, whether Lord is person or impersonal. So that debate started. So some say, some school of thought, Shankaracharya, Abheda, is non-different, everything is one. But the Madhvacharya, victory sign, he says no, everything is dual. We saw how strongly he established, this Dvaitavad. 5 differences between Jiva, Jagadish and Jagat. And then we saw that the problem focusing just one aspect, either Abheda or Bheda, problem with just focusing Abheda, indifference is that there is no one to relate. Problem with focusing only on duality, there is so much greatness that we cannot reciprocate Lord in the different rasas. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he synthesized both and he gave us the understanding of Achintya Bheda Bhed. And then we saw Srila Prabhupada how on multiple occasions, in very simple way, as in a body, different organs are part of a same body, but some are inferior, some are superior. So same way, he mentions this is the simultaneously one and different. And then we also saw that how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he praised what questions Parikshit Maharaj asking similarly, that, oh Lord, it's all by your will. So we should understand this Ishvara Bhava, the greatness of Lord, which will prevent us from becoming Sahajiya or taking Bhakti too lightly. So with this, would like to stop. Any comments or questions? Yes, bro. Means where he coined the term Achintya Bheda Bhed? Okay, so the question is, where did Jiva Goswami reference this term Achintya Bheda Bhed in the text, first? Yeah. So I don't know the exact Sandarbha which one, because he wrote many, but I can try to get the exact answer, but it is for sure was coined by Srila Jiva Goswami. So yeah. Any other Yeah. Any other comments or questions? Yes, bro.
Example that you mentioned, that the body is one, but within the body there is variety. There are different importance to different limbs. Doesn't that example apply better to Advaita, to Ramanujacharya's philosophy that qualified oneness? The body is one.
Yes, actually, if we say the Vishishta Dvaitavad, that is Ramanujacharya's philosophy, his whole doctrine is based on this example, wherein we are like the limbs of body and God is like the soul of the body. But here in Srila Prabhupada, when he sometimes give example, he will give it in a way that is relatable by everybody. So simultaneously one means, yes, they are body only. Brain is also body, and my lower parts are also body. But simultaneously they are different because one is inferior, one is superior. So from that perspective, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning it is simultaneously they are both same and different. Many times Prabhupada gives very drastic examples, so that because the people with whom he was speaking, they had zero idea. So he had to tell in the layman's term actually. So that's why, we can even take that example to even Vishishta Dvaitavad, as you are mentioning. But Srila Prabhupada particularly mentioned this to this Achintya Bheda Bhed, and yes, it is also applicable, as I was mentioning. Yeah. Yes. Does that clear? Yeah. Okay.
It's also worth mentioning that of all the schools of Vaishnav philosophy, Ramanuja Sampradaya, probably philosophically speaking, it correlates with Achintya Veda Tattva.
Yes, but
most
they,
closely.
yeah, they,
There's a subtle difference, but
yeah, they, Ramanujacharya's thing is they have more Ishwar bhav, as I was mentioning, yeah. So yeah, of course, Lord Chaitanya, therefore, he took from, all the sampradayas and, yeah, but that's like the closest we can say, yeah. Yes. Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, bro, you have a question?
I didn't understand when you said Ramanujacharya did this.
Yeah, Madhvacharya. So basically this means he was explaining that Jiva and Supreme Lord, they are always different. Yeah, that's why he flashed the victory sign. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय,
जय।
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Haribo. Haribo.